Hey everybody, what's going on? Noah Hansen here from www.inanewway.com. Thank you for tuning into this, my personal blog, A New Way with Noah. I would also invite you to join us at the Omnipresent Information Connection podcast because there's a lot of information on there that is going to have a lot to do with this episode. And I'm really excited about this episode because it's something I've been wanting to share with you for a while. I have been certified as a HeartMath Institute ad heart facilitator, which basically means I can tell their information to you legally. I'm certified, I know about this information, and it's very, very interesting, very profound, something that should be in our school system, and I am grateful that they are starting to breach our school systems and universities as well. So this is all very exciting information, and the technique I'm going to be giving you in this episode is going to be able to do many things for you. It's done many things for me, and it's almost a refocus, a reset, but also something that deeply connects you to your intuition. And this word is something that many people have different definitions of. Some people don't read much into it. Some people don't even really believe in intuition. Intuition now is discovered to be scientifically provable. It's now discovered to have research projects and studies that have been done that actually prove that there is an intuitive connection, and they actually have resourced us to know where this intuitive connection comes from. And it comes from a link between your heart and your brain. Our hearts are ultra intuitive. Our hearts are almost intuitive on a subconscious level, on a level that's much deeper and takes a lot more information in than we can process consciously unless we are super, super focused. I won't go too far into that, but what I want to tell you about is heart-brain coherence. And this is a term coined by HeartMath Institute. The heart actually produces an electromagnetic field that is readable by a device called a magnetometer up to 3 feet outside of our bodies. This electromagnetic field goes in the shape of a torus, which is that donut shape going on all sides, all 360. And the Earth produces a torus-shaped electromagnetic field as well. This is something that is very exciting to be able to tell you. Our hearts, when we tune into them, we can actually activate a deep intuition. We can actually be more consciously aware of what our heart's intuition is picking up. When we tune into our heart, we can actually access a source of information, a source of intuitive knowing that could span out for much further away than the 3-foot radius of the heart's electromagnetic field. We can access a deeper sense of intuition. We can get those deep intuitive experiences that we've all had at one point or another. Who knows what people could be capable of if we all knew these steps of heart-brain coherence, the very simple steps, 3-step process of heart-brain coherence that allows you to access that deeper sense of intuition that we all have, that we all are getting all the time, receiving from our hearts, but that we don't always pay attention to. All right, so without further ado, I want to tell you about heart-brain coherence, which is that state of being that is connected to our heart's intuition, that does allow us to have that connection. And then I'm going to tell you the 3-step process that allows us to activate heart-brain coherence at any point throughout our day. This is something that children and adults alike can learn. It's very simple, very easy. Heart-brain coherence is a connection between the brain and the heart in which the heart rate variability and the brain's brain waves are sort of connected. They are interlinked. They are harmonious, basically. And this harmonious connection between the heart and the brain allows for that deep intuitive experience that many people have experienced throughout their lives. Now, heart-brain coherence is also something that we feel, and that is activated when we feel happy, when we feel states of joy, compassion, peace, generosity, anything that, appreciation is a big one, anything that feels good, anything that is a positive emotion, right? These positive emotions are a state of heart-brain coherence, or at least we are closer to it. Now, this 3-step process allows you to activate and choose the pathway, choose the emotion that you're going to take and the path that you're going to take to be able to activate heart-brain coherence at any point throughout your day and be able to get back to a state that feels good, that is emotionally well off, and that is more coherent, more intuitive. The first step in heart-brain coherence and the activation process to be able to get you to this state at any point throughout your day is called heart-centered breathing. If you saw the Brainwaves episode on this channel, A New Way with Noah, a very profound episode where I share a lot of really great information, basically what I told you in the Brainwaves episode is that when you focus on your heart and you breathe deeply, breathe a little slower, you breathe deeply and you center your focus on the area of your heart. You can do this by touching your heart. That allows for many people to focus in that area. You can also do this by watching the Brainwaves episode and seeing where I put a hard drive in my hand, and I told you the feeling of having that hard drive in your hand doesn't need to go away when you drop the hard drive, but you can still have your focus awareness on the palm of your hand. And just like you have your focused awareness on the palm of your hand without anything touching it, you can have your focused awareness on your heart without being able to touch your heart. If you need to be able to touch your heart to be able to focus in that area, then that is all well and good. That's a very good way to train yourself to get to a point where you don't need to touch your heart anymore when you do this. You can just do it when you're walking down the street. So, heart-centered breathing, slow your breath. A good pace, I guess, is 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, or 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. You can also do box breathing. If you have already heard of this, it's the Navy SEAL training that they go through to be able to go through very stressful processes and trainings and breathe correctly during them. So this is 4 seconds in, hold for 4 seconds, 4 seconds out, and hold for 4 seconds. You can do whatever process of breathing you want to. It doesn't matter, but as long as you are concentrating on your breath and you're concentrating with your focused awareness on your heart. Imagine that your heart is actually doing the breathing. Imagine that your heart has a mouth and nostrils and it's breathing in and breathing out. Imagine your heart actually is doing the breathing itself. And that's heart-centered breathing. This is the first step. This already is doing many different things in your body, allowing you to relax. It's signaling to your body that you are supposed to be relaxing right now, that you are meant to be in a relaxed state. And this is a first step because this gets you out of, as I said in the Brainwaves episode, it gets you out of a high beta brainwave state, which is that stressful activation, fight or flight sort of response, is that high beta. So if you are feeling stressed, feeling anxious, do the do the heart-centered breathing and allow for yourself, whether it's 4 seconds, 5 seconds, just breathe deeply in and out and focus on your heart. Imagine your heart is doing the breathing. That's the first step. The second step is very interesting, and it shows that we can choose our own emotions. We can choose our emotional pathways. We don't need to let our emotions take us this every which way. We can allow ourselves to gain mastery and control over our own emotions. And this is activating a positive emotion. That's the second step. So, some good emotions that are a starting point for you, and that you can continue to use even after you've mastered this, is one that's called compassion. That's a very powerful one. This is something that in Buddhism they use very often. It's a compassion meditation. Now, there was a study that was done at the University of Madison, Wisconsin, that I talk about in the Brainwaves episode, so you should go watch that if you are interested after this episode in learning more about the compassion meditation and activating a positive emotion. Another good emotion to connect with is appreciation. Appreciation is the beginner's emotion that they always tell people in HeartMath Institute, that you can connect with appreciation very easily, and it's not a difficult one to start out with. So when you connect with appreciation, you think of someone that you appreciate. You think of a grandparent or a parent, brother or sister, someone who you can just feel appreciative of. You think of something that they've given you that was very thoughtful. You think of a note that was written for you, a love note, something that allows you to feel appreciation and still doing the heart-centered breathing. So throughout this process, we've gone through the first two steps: heart-centered breathing, where you focus on your heart area, you breathe slower, and you imagine your heart's doing the breathing. Second step is activate a positive emotion. Feel a feeling of appreciation, whether you have to focus on a memory or something that you can be appreciative of in this moment, some family member, some friend, whatever it is, as long as you activate a positive emotion, you are on the right track. Don't let your thoughts take you. You are focusing on your heart right now. You don't need to focus on your thinking. Focus on your heart. And do that process of heart-centered breathing continuously while you think of this positive emotion or memory that allows you to activate a positive emotion. Now, the third step is a very powerful one, and this is called the heart lock-in technique. And this is how you lock in this positive emotion. It helps and assists people with being able to continuously feel this positive emotion for as long as you are doing this heart-centered, this heart-brain coherence process. And you can do it for as long as you want, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, even up to an hour. Even longer than an hour if you really want to. So, the third step, the heart lock-in technique, is to radiate out this positive emotion and positive vibes, basically. To radiate out these positive vibes to family, to friends, to people, to whoever you feel needs these positive emotions, these positive vibes, whoever you can connect with that is not going to get you off track, right? As long as you are radiating out these positive emotions, these positive vibes to the world, to the globe, you can do the entire earth if you want to every person in your family, to just one person in general. This is how you lock in that positive emotion. Now, why could this be? I'll just make some speculation here. The reason that this could be is because what they've shown in research studies is that, and I'll have some in the description, is that when we serve other people, this is a natural thing that makes us feel better about who we are as people and about ourselves. We feel better and at a greater state of coherence when we are in service to others. So being able to lock in that positive emotion is very easily done just by setting the intention to radiate these positive vibes out to your family, friends, loved ones, or the entire globe as a whole. So that was a 3-step process. Thank you for watching this video. This is one that was very powerful. I'm very glad I get to share this information with you as an ad-heart facilitator for HeartMath Institute. And I am very happy to be able to also not leave you with nothing, because now that you have this 3-step process, you can always connect with a greater sense of heart-brain coherence. The more practice that you do this process with, the more that you'll feel it. And it took me a little bit, about a month or two, to be able to actually feel instantly, when I started this process, feel at a greater state of well-being. This is something that you will eventually connect with, though, as long as you continuously do this process as a practice in your life. So doing this heart-brain coherence as a practice makes you more intuitive, and it also allows you to just connect with positive emotions no matter what is happening in your life. You are able to connect and activate positive emotions in your life. So this is a choice that we have. We don't have to be taken by the way that the world wants it to take us. We don't have to be taken into slavery and bonds by anything that's happening in the world, as long as we have this simple process that we can connect with a state of well-being and health in our lives. So this is very powerful. Another way I'm resourcing you in this episode is I'm going to share with you an episode of the OIC podcast in the description that's very powerful. And we talk about this heart-brain coherence in this episode, but we also talk about the intuition and more deeper things about what the intuition really is and the implications of what intuition does for people. And it's very profound. So I'm going to put this, it's called Destiny, Fate, and the Heart-Brain Intuition. And I'll put this in the description below. This is the OIC podcast, and I hope that you will listen to the full episode, because it is one that's very powerful and can make really positive impacts in people's lives. This is why we share it, because it's made positive impacts in our lives, and in some cases in the lives of millions of other people, including this information that's on this episode that I'll be sharing with you. Thank you for watching this episode. I will look forward to seeing you in the comments section if you have any questions. You can also reach out to me at anewwaywithnoah@gmail.com. You can reach out to the OIC podcast at oicadvantage@inanewway.com. We have a Patreon page that we invite you to become a member of the family, a member who is a contributor to the actual business itself financially, and be able to see there what we have planned for the future. So check out that Patreon page, check out inanewway.com. That's our hub. That's where we have everything resourced to, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for watching.